Matuge camp in Cabo Delgado is home to more than 125,000 forgotten people. People like Viaze, struggling to bring up 3 generations of her family, all displaced by the ongoing fighting against the Islamic State group.
Iyo tempo mikiruea kama la nuru pampani tempo kinruela kapara kinchise ala hopie tempo kinchisa anchianka unchisacho ale wira haya we mele kino wiba haya we mele kino wiba ene ni prone babali ane tempo anisia ya wira haya.
Viaze recalls the worst day of her life in September last year when the militants attacked her village in northern Mozambique.
Mena soga chipiwa be tempo iria hawe mele no wiva kera mena hini veni no ule pela di skolu pa come hovaria mahima hovaria ba horwani antafani mu an conseguirie arwa iruela nese aruela ikuo para kinese ki yare mano la baba le pawa hiayo mara.
For more than 2 years, an increasingly dirty war has been raging here. The insurgents have attacked towns and villages, wreaking havoc wherever they go.
The group is already growing and there are very serious concerns from Tanzania and Zambia that the violence is spreading to their country. Unfortunately, the state forces in Mozambique, like elsewhere in Africa, are struggling. And that's mainly because of lack of manpower, lack of capacity and inadequate equipment. But also, we have seen growing allegations of human rights abuses by the Mozambican security forces.
The evidence comes from the mobile phones of the Mozambican soldiers themselves. Here, government troops are burning down a whole village they accuse of helping the Islamic State group. Last September, this shocking clip surfaced. Verified by Amnesty International, it shows soldiers murdering a naked pregnant woman. They accuse her of being an insurgent and a witch, then shoot her 34 times in cold blood while filming selfies. None of it is winning hearts and minds.
It is playing into the hands of the extremist groups to commit human rights abuses, because they would say, look, that's what we are telling you. These are oppressive governments representing Western secular ideas. You better come and join us to fight them.
In April this year, the militants scored their biggest victory yet, when they briefly overran the strategic northern town of Palma, nearby to a large LNG plant that was being built by the French energy giant Total. At least 50 people were killed in the attack. In response, the Mozambique government have now asked regional states for help.
So Mozambique is finally getting some backup in its fight against extremists in the northern Cabo Delgado province.
But humanitarian agencies who are already dealing with a food crisis fear the arrival of foreign soldiers like these paratroopers from Malawi could exacerbate the situation.
The Southern African development community has approved a deployment of troops in support of the military operation of the Mozambique government in Cabo Delgado. Experience tells us that the deployment of foreign troops very often raises up the level of conflict, and this will likely increase the number of people who will run away from the theater of operations trying to find safer areas.
Here on the beach outside the regional capital Pemba, terrified civilians are still arriving from the north, and more are on their way. This fisherman's family are desperate to join him.
Ezi misauzi mama waligari kuwa kamba titende manera wanu wabalu makuno waje sambi ndipaniri kuka nogo tikari panje tipate manera kuwa kamba wanu wabalu mako akuja kuno epo mini bujuka para kusakula wanu ni wawazire manera ni wapate hapo mundu mwingine wakuwa kamba walongoza walakilani nomi ndimiribu.
The world's attention may have moved on, but Cabo Delgado is still very dangerous. And even those who've managed to reach the relative safety of the displaced camps fear that this war is far from over.
Sova no khalela uhuva na lelo nera na soya ba kanoni wela ana takarimana chicha me kanoni wela na takarimana chicha me ne